My wife and I were what you would call high school sweethearts. We met at 16, dated throughout high school and college, and eventually tied the knot when I was 26 and she was 24. For years, we were blissfully happy, partners in every sense of the word. But that all began to change last year when she started a new job at a startup. The company was vibrant and youthful, with most employees in their late teens or early 20s. Almost overnight, I noticed changes in her. She began dressing differently for work, swapping her usual casual attire for more stylish outfits that turned heads. At first, I brushed it off, chalking it up to her trying to fit in with the younger crowd. But then came the late-night parties. She started staying out past midnight, coming home hours after I had gone to bed. When I brought it up, she dismissed my concerns, saying she needed space to bond with her new friends. It was hard to argue since I had my own Friday nights out with the guys. But soon, her absences grew more frequent, and there were nights she didn't come home at all. I was furious and decided something had to change. One weekend, about a year ago, I sat her down and told her we needed to address her behavior. I said we couldn't keep living like this and needed to get back to the routine that had made us happy for so long. She didn't argue, but her silence spoke volumes. For the next week, she came home on time, but the tension between us was palpable. The following Friday, she asked me to stay home instead of going out with my friends. She wanted to talk. I agreed, though I had a sinking feeling this conversation wouldn't end well. She came home early that evening, sat down, and admitted she'd been thinking about our situation. She said she understood my concerns, but felt we needed to address a deeper issue. What she said next hit me like a freight train. Since we married young, we didn't get the chance to explore our youth fully. I think we should consider opening up our marriage. I felt the room spinning, but I kept my composure. She explained that she wanted us to explore other relationships before settling down to start a family. I sat there in stunned silence, my heart sinking. When I finally spoke, I told her I understood her perspective and agreed to her proposal. But in my mind, I had already made a decision. I was filing for divorce. She seemed surprised by my calm reaction and told me she planned to spend the weekend with her boyfriend, returning Monday morning. I said that was fine and left shortly after to meet my friends at the bar. Over drinks, I told them what had happened. They were unanimous in their advice. Divorce her now and save yourself from further heartache. The next day, while she was out, my friends helped me pack my belongings. I left a note on the kitchen counter explaining that I didn't agree to an open marriage when we got married and that I would be filing for divorce. By Monday morning, I was gone. When she returned and found the note, she blew up my phone, accusing me of being a coward for not telling her in person. But the divorce went smoothly. We had no kids and no shared assets. And since we hadn't been married for 5 years, she wasn't entitled to alimony. I walked away clean. Update: 2 years passed, and I moved on with my life. I received a promotion at work, made a down payment on a house, and found peace in my singlehood. Then, out of the blue, she contacted me. I was surprised but agreed to meet her at a local cafe. When we met, she looked tired, worn down by life. After exchanging pleasantries, she asked how I was doing. I told her about my promotion and the new house. When I asked about her, she revealed that her startup had shut down after the pandemic. With no savings and no job, she'd been struggling for the past 8 months. Then she dropped another bombshell. Losing me was the biggest mistake of her life, and she regretted everything. She told me about a miscarriage she had with her former boyfriend and how he had abandoned her afterward. She admitted she'd been wrong to ask for an open marriage and pleaded for another chance. I stayed calm and reminded her of the choices she had made. I brought up how she had delayed having children with me because she didn't feel ready but had been willing to have a child with someone else. To me, that spoke volumes about the lack of respect she had for me and our marriage. She started crying, insisting she hadn't been thinking clearly back then. But her words didn't move me. I told her I was sorry for her struggles, but that I had moved on. After paying for the coffee, I wished her good luck and walked away. As I left the cafe, I felt a sense of relief and gratitude. I had dodged a bullet. Our marriage had ended before children or shared assets could complicate things, and I was free to build a life I deserved. Sometimes love isn't enough to overcome poor choices, and broken trust. I've learned to value myself and the life I've built, and I'm thankful for the clarity that came from one of the hardest decisions of my life. If you enjoyed the story, please like and subscribe to the channel.